Here's what we've been up to living in our 2005 Freightliner Sprinter van, attempting to visit all 50 states. We finished off our Alaska trip with 4 major stops. They included a town where everyone lives in one apartment building, some original Alaskan architecture, sled dogs, moose, and Santa Claus. Keep watching this video to see what mischief we get into when the time comes for us to finally leave Alaska and make our way to the East Coast. Hi, I'm Claire. This is my husband Andy and our dog Henry. In July, we started living full-time out of this 2005 Freightliner Sprinter van that Andy had custom made for us. After 5 years of the 9-to-5 grind, we decided we wanted to try something new. So we ventured off on a year-long break to see as much of the United States as possible. Join us in our attempt to visit all 50 states in the next 12 months. And the trek from Alaska to Maine begins. We left Fairbanks, Alaska on September 17th and headed towards Yukon Territory in Canada. 95% of the time, this is what the back table area looks like in the van. Drives me nuts. Okay, round 2 of entering Canada on our way back down to the lower 48. We didn't have any issues with the underage drinking tickets for Andy this time, but we did stop a ways back from the entrance port where you like talk to the people at the window. Andy had to go to the back of the van to grab the passports. When we went up to the window, the guy was weirded out because we stopped, went back, and then pulled up to the window, which if you think about it is kind of sketchy. While driving through a Canadian town called Watson Lake, we saw an area that looked like a fun place for a stretch break. It was called Signpost Forest, and once you enter, it's like a fun little maze made of signposts. It was definitely unexpected and made for an interesting 20 minutes. We're arriving at a campground with a electric fence around it. You can guess what that is meant to keep out.
Squirrels.
We're gonna go check out some hot springs. This will be our second time in a year that we're going to a hot spring.
Yeah. No naked people this time.
Hopefully. We're leaving the fenced in area.
Cool.
You feel significantly less safe?
Don't you? You're just in a protected area and now it's like, good luck. You're going into the Hunger Games.
Kind of, yeah. This is cool though.
It is cool. I want to see a moose.
I only want to see a moose from the comfort of the van. We stopped at a campground with some pretty neat hot springs. We didn't park at the campsite because it cost money, but we stopped for a few hours to swim. Then we parked across the street at a rest stop pull-out spot because that's free. It's really warm. The floor is rocks, but like clean rocks, but they're like natural. It's hard to explain. This is pretty cool. It smells pretty bad. What's it called? Sulfur?
Yeah, it's the sulfur smell.
It hurts so good. I'm trying not to record too much because there is other people here. I don't want to like get them in the video. I feel like that might make people feel weird, so just trying to like film where there's no people behind me. What'd you think, Andy?
Pretty cool. It's a little crowded, but it's pretty cool. It's really hot water.
That was a fun experience. I liked it. While we were drying off, I noticed the fake gold toe ring I always wear had turned a completely different color after spending time in the water. Then I realized one of my wedding bands had also completely lost its color. I suppose that's what I get for getting it for $45 off Etsy. Do you think it's because the water was so hot, or do you think it's because of what's in the water?
There's definitely sulfur in the water. I don't know. Probably the heat. I think it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit in the hottest areas.
We'll have to look it up when we have internet again. We are coming up on so many bison.
Buddy, don't bark.
You don't bark.
We don't need them ramming in, but...
The thing about van life is that it's important to prioritize exercise, but you kind of got to squeeze it in where you can. At this point in our journey, it had been a few days since we'd had a chance to go to a gym, so we found a park to post up in for a little bit. I did a little workout using what I had available, and we used this time to let Henry get some movement in as well. We desperately need gas. We've never been this low on gas before. We're in the middle of nowhere. We find this random little hodunk gas pump and they're closed. A lady just came out. We'll see. She let you gas up?
Yeah. Yeah, she said everybody's leaving for winter.
We made it to Edmonton, Alberta, which is by far the biggest, most populated area in Canada we have seen thus far. We looked it up, it's got like over 1 million people population-wise. Kind of nice to be in a little bit of a city vibe because it's been so rural our past month or two. Just gonna hang out here. We're gonna spend the day here tomorrow, kind of exploring and checking things out because we need a break from the road. It's been quite a few days of driving and we are not anywhere close to Maine. He saw another dog. He wanted that dog. If I lived in Canada, Edmonton would be at the top of my list of potential places to live. If you're a city person, you'd like Edmonton. I couldn't pay you money to live here, could I, Andy?
Not in downtown. Not a chance.
There was this little building in the park and I was thinking it might be a bathroom. So I go in there, go down a flight of stairs, and now I'm in this huge like underground tunnel system. Like, what?
How many glasses of wine have you had?
Ounces wise, 19.
You stutter in your words at all?
No, did I stutter? 19 and no regrets. How many ounces are in a bottle? Bye, Edmonton. After we left Edmonton, we got in a gym workout and a shower, and then it was time to cross into the lower 48 at the Canada-North Dakota border.
Which one do you go?
Buses, vans, we go on the left one. I'm nervy. Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my window down, not you.
Why don't you go get the passports?
So what was supposed to be a 2 to 3 day stay in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to see Andy's family, there's a bee on me, ooh, ended up being an 8-day stay. We were super ambitious when we got here. We had this list of things we needed to get done on the van. We were gonna have a meal or two with Andy's parents and then hit the road again. But once we got here and we got settled in, we were like, wow, running hot water, laundry, quality time with family. So here we are, technically 5 days behind schedule, and we're finally gonna be hitting the road again. And as lovely as it's been, that was a much needed break from the road. I do have to say, I think I'm ready to get back to it. It was so nice to be able to do laundry at Andy's mom and dad's house. I washed all the bedding, but unfortunately that also meant I had to put all the bedding back on the bed. This is one of my least favorite things to do in the van. If you can't tell, it's quite the physical task. I also did some organizing in the back of the van, hung up some memorabilia we acquired while in town, and Andy swept the floor. Okay, it's time to go. Hitting the road again, doing our last leg to get to Maine. On the eastern side of the UP is Tahquamenon Falls. We stopped there to check it out and get some steps in before sitting for the majority of the day. Okay, this is our third time entering Canada in the past month. Here we are again, getting a criminal check because of Andy.
Crime check.
We did know that time though to immediately tell them.
He said don't get out of the car. Okay.
Oh, I'm married to a felon. Well, that took an uncomfortably long amount of time. We had to pull over, get out, they searched our vehicle, we had to go inside, talk to an officer, wait for a very long time while they did a background check, and it got a little uncomfortable. That took a while.
It took a really long time.
I was nervous, but once again, we made it through. We stopped at a Real Canadian Superstore to stock up on some produce. Big mistake. We didn't plan ahead whatsoever, and we ended up getting over half of the stuff we bought taken at the border the next day. I think it's really cool to be in Canada and see the patriotism, like Canadian patriotism, because I'm so used to seeing American patriotism. I'm used to driving down the streets in the States and seeing people with like American flags hanging on the balconies. It's just kind of cool to see that same like concept, but in a different country. We're about to enter into Maine. Welcome to Maine! We made it to Maine. I think in total it took us about 17 days. A little bit longer than planned, but we're here. I think that's where I'll close this one out. If you enjoyed watching this video or any other videos on my channel, please consider giving it a like by clicking on the thumbs up button. If you want to follow along on our van adventures over the next year, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.